time.
Shut the hell up! It's my turn!
Okay, you have to have CTE kicked in from the last time.
What happens in the dojo stays in the sauna, but then yet it's still leaked to the internet.
Ooh, self-burn. Those are rare.
This is a family-friendly podcast.
Bullshit!
You are now listening to the Not Your Average Sports Fans podcast. Now here's your host, Alec Beichelman, and the fans.
Sure.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, here's the deal. The company that owns Bally, which is Diamond Entertainment or Diamond something, which is owned by, what is it, Raceland? Did you say it?
Diamonds Direct?
Diamonds Direct. No.
Diamonds Direct.
No.
No, don't.
No.
Diamonds Direct. No, Diamonds Direct is it's like a jewelry store.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you were saying, Dalton, you're thinking it might be Diamond Entertainment?
It's Diamond Entertainment or something along those lines,
Something
and it's
along those
actually
lines.
owned by Sinclair.
Owned by Sinclair.
BSG.
So Sinclair owns Bally, aka bought all the rights for all the baseball rights in terms of being able to stream, other than like the big major markets like your Yankees, your Dodgers, and such.
Okay.
So pretty much they paid like billions of dollars for all of the rights.
Yeah.
Their first payment that is due is $140 million, and it's due by the end of this month.
I heard it was upwards of $1 billion.
The total is over $1 billion that they bought everything for, but their first payment is $140 million, which is owed, I think, at the end of the month or halfway through March.
Backwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, owed somewhere in the next 30 days. They're planning on deferring it for the next 30 days, and there's even talks of going bankrupt in terms of the Diamond Group, because the Diamond Group can go bankrupt and Sinclair does not have to, because they set it as its separate entity.
Right.
So pretty much where I'm getting to is Bally Sports may not be a thing anymore. It may be a one-and-done season kind of a thing, because really we had Bally for 2 years, I think.
2 years.
Yeah.
Because they changed it when they got sold from Sports Time Ohio or Sports Time.
Yep.
Fox Sports, yeah.
It went from Fox owning it, which was Sports Time, now to what was Bally, named for
back.
2 years. And then now they're going to have to find somebody to buy it, and or the Major League Baseball is going to have to find some form of way to stream it. So the biggest comparison everybody is talking about right now is they're trying to compare baseball to what the MLS did with their stuff, which is you can stream any game for whatever base price they have.
MLS went to Apple.
Yes.
Apple TV, yeah.
And it's $90 a month.
Apple Plus, whatever.
Yeah, it's
Apple
like $90
Plus,
a month.
Apple Plus, bought out the rights to MLS streaming.
So everybody's thinking that
$90
something
a month?
like I don't know how much it is.
It's like it's somewhere between $70 and $90 a month.
That's disgusting. No, pass.
Also with live TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not with Hulu.
Okay. So you've got to pay for the
It's a
Apple
package.
TV.
That's a
Yes.
package
That makes
You
sense.
get
That's
everything
fine.
with Apple TV, and you get all MLS games.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what?
So-
I probably could have put two and two together, but I'm too stupid to do so.
It's 9 o'clock on a Thursday night. I'm not forcing you to try to put two and two together.
It is what it is.
I appreciate that.
We're bullshitting. So the thing is, everybody's thinking that somebody will either buy it for a lower price and be able to try to convert it and try to get some ad money out of it, which could be rough, especially with the big hole that it is. You never know.
Okay.
There could be some crazy company like freaking Amazon. Dalton, simmer down. Jeff Bezos is in this world.
No,
He'll
I'm
somehow
not,
find a way to grab all of baseball and sell it.
Look, I could already tell you one way this comes back, and it's going to come back like the way it went out. It's called if they do file bankruptcy, which it sounds like they are, you could have Fox come back and buy all the rights at a lower price, and boom, we have Fox Sports Time Ohio again. Mm-hmm. It could happen again. I would not put that away. Now, it's a slim to none chance, but there's enough of a chance for a company filing bankruptcy that if it's for the right price, you're going to have a lot of bidders going with it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
But I think the other big thing that needs to be reminded is a lot of people will be out of a job because of this.
Oh yeah.
Because as of right now, think of the camera crews and everything that work at baseball stadiums. Think of how many people go into the video crew that just gets sent back. Insane amount of people.
Yep.
Now, I don't know how that works. They could be contracted out. They could be through another source. I don't know. They could be hired through the stadium. So they might be able to keep their job and just get brought in based on whatever the MLB does. But, yes, what do you got, Riesling?
I know that for the Clippers hire they'll hire people, and because my stepdad Eric, he ran camera for the Clippers when he was at the Ohio Center for Broadcasting back when it was still the broadcasting school in Columbus. So I know he was able to do that. So I don't know if the MLB is the same way. I'd imagine they probably are, or maybe somewhat close to it. But I just know that's what the Clippers do.
No, absolutely, and I don't know why they wouldn't have a different one other than maybe the fact that Sinclair did have their own. But one of the biggest things is that there's going to be a lot of people out of a job because of this, just for the fact that they pulled the trigger on something they couldn't take care of.
It's going to be a small percentage of a job, but you never know. Whoever would buy it out, it could be easy turnover rate. You never know.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't.
I mean, it's just one of those things. We're just gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah. You were saying
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we've talked about like ESPN or Peacock or even Apple TV because I know Apple TV does some games.
Yeah, they usually
because
do
Apple
Friday
TV's
Night
been
baseball.
Yeah,
I could see
ESPN obviously does Sunday Night Baseball. Peacock does the Sunday morning baseball.
Amazon slides in, tries to steal something.
You're forgetting about something there, bud.
What am I forgetting?
YouTube TV.
I was about to go there. YouTube could buy out all the rights.
YouTube streams games every night. They have one game usually every night.
Yeah, multiple games during the heat of the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
If I give a long shot, it'd be Fox.
Yeah.
Then YouTube. Then Amazon. Then I'd have to go Peacock.
If Fox buys it, NBC loses Sunday Night Baseball. Because they're competitors.
Early Sunday baseball.
No,
Is it
actually,
Sunday?
I'm gonna change. Take Peacock out, put Amazon last. I put ESPN because if ESPN could just buy all the rights out, and then bam, baseball could be big again.
Right, and then they could have it on ESPN Plus and
now
some of the other games.
He gets it.
Here's the other thing that you forget about. Diamond was not making any money.
Oh, 100%.
They were losing money. They showed that in their stats. They showed that in every. And it wasn't just a couple hundred thousand. We're talking, I think it was millions.
It was a couple million.
Millions of dollars were lost on this for the fact that they can't make a $140 million payment. You would think that if they had a little bit of money in the bank, they'd be able to make their first payment and try to figure it out, but they can't.
It seems like it was one of those big things that was really optimistic because streaming services were huge. You saw that that's what they were trying to project to, but it was the only way they could get in was to buy out Fox. Fox sold the rights. They bought it out. And I think they did this thing that everybody says they bit off a shit ton more than they could chew.
Oh, absolutely.
And this is exactly what we're seeing in sports media right now.
It's very rough, but remember, YouTube just got Sunday Ticket.
Yep.
If they got football and baseball,
so oh my God, YouTube would run it.
YouTube would own the 2/3 of the major sporting market.
Yeah.
And then ESPN
there's
Plus has
basketball
hockey
on every night.
Yeah, because they got an NBA too. They got the four major sports.
Yeah, they still show basketball. They still show hockey. You're set.
No,
Yeah.
ESPN gets the rights to hockey.
Yeah.
ESPN Plus has the hockey. Taken from the guy that has ESPN Plus and watches
Okay,
West
so-
Coast games at 10:30 p.m. every night.
They get four out of the
And by West
5.
Coast, it's the Ducks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
So
and
you
then
get 4 out of the 5.
What's your
Yeah,
fourth
'cause
one that I'm missing?
YouTube TV doesn't have soccer.
They do show soccer games, but it's not MLS. It's international.
Yeah, the international games they do. MLS.
So, like, Premier League?
Yeah, Premier League is.
Premier League, ESL, and those other soccer leagues.
Mhm.
I'm drawing them.
Trust me, I've scrolled through the channels late and early some mornings.
I get you.
So
But imagine you could get what's ESPN? What's YouTube TV run right now for a standard month?
what do we pay a month?
50 a month.
Some, maybe.
No, 50, 60.
So $60 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 50, 60, something around
We've
there.
talked
Maybe
about
70.
We talked about the NFL package.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say YouTube throws a deal together and says, "Hey,
Dude,
$99.99 a month. You can get NFL Sunday Ticket. You can get 3 teams. You can get your 4 teams that we talked about. You can get your 4 teams that you choose. Baseball. You can get 2 teams that you want to choose. $100 a month. You have your standard football and/or baseball enjoyment. They're going to do that. Then you build a Sunday Ticket package where you throw $10 on or whatever, like we were talking. You build a baseball package. The opportunities are endless.
Dude, that would build so much revenue. You have YouTube. I honestly, because cut the cable's the biggest movement right now.
Yeah,
if we're talking about it.
Everything's streaming nowadays.
If YouTube TV does somehow end up with this, YouTube would run it'd be on every television in the United States. At least I guarantee every television.
Here's the other thing that I'm going to tell you. If they get both, the biggest package YouTube could do is $150 a month, and you get everything. Full access. You get minimal ads. You get something along those lines.
But if you think of it, it's a positive for everybody. The NFL, the MLB, and YouTube. It's not a negative.
Yep.
The only negative is your bank account when you're trying to pay for it, all of it at the same time. But at the same time, you're doing it with a grin on your face because you have everything you want.
You have everything you want. It's going to become build what you want in terms, especially if YouTube starts buying everything. Because it's Google. Google owns YouTube. So if they start buying everything in terms of all the TV stuff, nobody's going to be able to compete.
No.
My question is, here's what I want to see for next year, because Amazon owns the rights for Thursday Night Football.
Yep.
So Amazon has Thursday Night Football.
Buy that out.
No, they won't buy it out. Amazon's going to hold on to that forever.
To interject, I would love to see ESPN buy out Thursday Night Football.
ESPN will not do that. ESPN owns Monday night, right?
ESPN has Monday night, plus they show college football on Thursday nights.
So here's what we got. You have Amazon on Thursday nights. Saturday, you have, I think Big Ten is Fox, correct? In the next 2 years? Or they buy it for next year?
Fox has
Big 10
Big
is
10,
with
Big 12,
Fox.
and
Yep.
Pac-12.
Okay, so then you have Fox that bought Saturdays. Sunday football, you now are owned by YouTube. Monday Night Football, you are now owned by ESPN. That is now 4 different areas that you're going to have to be able to buy to be able to watch a full weekend of football.
Well, YouTube, if you do get one of the bigger packages, it does come with ESPN. So I mean, you already have it.
Oh, really? I didn't know there was a YouTube and ESPN.
You would only have to buy. Well, so what happened was we ran into this little hiccup with ours. ESPN dropped off. So we got a little bit, I was like, well, shit, we can't watch football. It was like, I think it was like right in the beginning of football season or before it.
Yeah.
So we went back and got Spectrum.
Yeah.
But then YouTube reinstated their contract. What happened was there was a fault, like a dead period between their contract renegotiation. And it was like 2 days and it was back on. So YouTube has ESPN.
Okay. So you kind of see where I'm going. If YouTube gets baseball, this is a major market move in terms of YouTube for the fact that a lot of people are going to go to YouTube for streaming.
This is huge.
Who knows? YouTube might look at it and say, hey, we got it for such a cheap price. We were able to get it so well. We don't think we can make a lot of money on baseball because, sadly enough, baseball's viewing numbers are down. They are the lowest they've ever been.
Yep.
And they're just dropping.
YouTube could save it.
But if YouTube gets it, they put it into a cheaper package where you get your standard deal, where you can guarantee 1 to 2 baseball games in a standard package. I see baseball starting to make a way back. It's not going to be drastic. It's not going to be like, oh my God, baseball's back. Oh, wow. Yeah. But you're going to see a couple percentage increase. Yeah. They're going to start going up on the scale a little bit because here's the deal.
Every number counts.
Absolutely. Hey, want to know what? I'm not a big baseball guy, but it's what's on. Hey, the Mets are playing. I heard a little bit about what's going on. Click. You can watch them right then and there. Mm-hmm. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. It's just that is the easiest way to save baseball. Is the fact that Bally is falling apart.
I think this could be a big positive for Major League Baseball if the right circumstances happen at the end of this, I mean, to be honest, shit show.
Yeah. Now, how does this hurt baseball? You may not think it does hurt baseball. Exactly.
Money.
Absolutely.
So let's take it this way. Mm-hmm. You lose this streaming. Okay, mm-hmm. We kind of talked about it earlier. Yeah. Before YouTube TV, before we hopped on, I said, well, fuck, the first one you're going to go with is MLB Network. Yeah. Because you have all your casters in line. MLB Network just makes an MLB Network 2 or something, and then boom, you have 2 lines. But who has the MLB Network? YouTube. YouTube TV. So let's say this all falls through.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, we're looking at streaming services. I would say per game out of 100, what is it, 162?
162 regular season games.
162 regular season games. You could bet that those major market teams would probably lose, I don't know, 25% compared. But here's what, they have their own services. Mm-hmm. Maybe lower. I'd say 15%, but those small market teams would probably lose 25 to 30% of their market value because they rely on Bally. This is where the bad comes in, and I know we talked about it. So
yeah. Well, the problem is Bally was to pay every team millions upon millions of dollars. Like, every team had to be paid for the ad revenue and the use of their logos and the use of everything from their faces of players to the building that they're in, the actual stadium. They had to buy those rights to be able to utilize them on TV. Right. So we're talking millions and millions of dollars to be going in to be able to afford players and to be able to upgrade your facilities and being able to update everything about your franchise is now going to be lost to space. Because the fact that if Major League Baseball has to do this in their own way, they're not going to pay their own teams.
Right.
They're going to say, hey, you're owned by us. We're going to give you this small little bit that we're owed to you because, hey, we're using this, and this, and it's ad revenue. But they're not going to be making the millions upon millions of dollars to be able to fund their team. That's going to be the major issue with the fact that Bally is falling through. So the real people that are going to get affected are these small market and middle market teams. So your Yankees, your Dodgers, your Mets, these guys have their own legitimate networks. You have the Yes. You have all these networks. They're still going to keep getting paid from these networks. These networks make money off of these teams. Which I'm not 100% sure, now thinking about it, Yes might be a Bally product, but it might still be able to be established on its own because it's such a different name and everything. I'm not 100% sure. I had to think about that for a second. But again, these big market teams are still going to be able to find somebody that's going to want to go get them because they're making them money. People are paying to go watch the Yankees. People are paying to watch the Dodgers. People are paying to watch the Mets. Yes, maybe not the Mets. But, Rayson, what do you got?
The U.S. network parent company is 20th Century Fox.
Okay, so that is a different world.
21st Century Fox.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes is a different program. I'm going to say that most of the big market teams have their own. So I'm going to guess probably the Blue Jays. I think they're a bigger market team. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that.
Blue
They
Jays
probably have their
kinda
own.
hard because of Toronto.
It's
Because
kind of
they're one
hard.
The big cities in Canada.
But again, these big market teams, they're able to sell their games. They're able to sell what people want to watch, and they're going to be able to make money off of it. Again, it's back to that whole point of the rich getting richer. And I think it's going to hurt baseball in that aspect for the fact that you're really going to have to devote the fact that the Guardians are going to be the lowest market team in money, and they're going to have to keep putting a team out to try to get into the playoffs. Dalton, and you can't sit here and say that they're not, because Dalton, they have the lowest spending limit at the end of every season for the last 3 seasons. Changed my mind. They are a small market team. They do not spend money. And it's because they have such an amazing farm system. And you want to know why it single-handedly starts like that? It's because they got the Columbus Clippers, which were a Yankees-affiliated team in the early 2000s. So they have the old Yankees farm system.
Right.
The Guardians literally have the biggest cheat system of them all.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, they do. Absolutely.
Literally, Derek Jeter was playing in Columbus in the early 2000s.
Yes.
It's one of those things that you got to remember, that all these other teams that don't have an amazing farm system like the Guardians do are going to struggle. They're going to struggle if there's not some form of money.
It's time to go. I got a bedtime reminder. I got to go to bed here in 45 minutes.
Yeah, it is Betty by time.
Night.
I feel like it's a good stopping point.
Thank you for listening to the Not Your Average Sports Fan podcast. Please give a review and smash that like and follow button.
Just end the podcast.